Hello everyone, my name is Megan. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna have a little discussion about the Too Faced Sugar Cookie Palette. I'm gonna insert a picture of it new so you can see what it looks like, brand new. So I've been playing with this palette for about a week, and when I play around with a palette, get to know it, I like to only use that palette. So this is what she's looking like right now. The only color I didn't use is this one because it's just a matte manila, like manila paper from elementary school art class. Color, matte color. It performs just fine. I'm just trying to pan a tempera in my modern renaissance, so I'm just using that. Other than that, I was only using these eyeshadows for my eye looks. Today I added in the Pixie Aspen Ovart highlighter into my inner corners, and you can see from this palette why I might do that with the brown looks I got from this palette. But let's go through one by one. Let's start, and the eyeshadow that really drew me in was this silvery, it's like a white gold. I'll insert a couple of pictures with a look where I used it kind of on the lid more. Used it in the inner corner on another day. This really is a wonderful shadow. It has some little micro glitters. There's more glitter in this palette than it appears when you first look at it. So beware of that if that's something you don't like. I think it's beautiful. I didn't have to wet it to get it to really pop on my eye. I mean, obviously you can for it to be more intense, but I didn't have to do that, so that's always a good thing. Then the next is kind of a light brown color. What's it? Milk and Cookies. This one's great. It's just like any other matte Too Faced formula. It, blended really well. You could build it up. It's firmly pressed, just like any shade in a chocolate bar palette. Really enjoy it. The next color is what I have on my lids today, and it's Half Baked. This is like a red toned copper. It's like a dirty penny, but not before. It's almost unrecognizable as a penny, but like just it's been passed around. It's like it's from the 90s, probably not the 80s, like a dirty penny. And it does have micro glitters in it. I can see, and I could tell just from picking up on my brush. Compared to the other shimmer in the next row, it's different. It has some grit to it. I did have to wet it to get it to be like opaque, really stand out on my lid. It wasn't pretty otherwise. Fallout, for sure, even with it wet, there was fallout. So probably my least favorite shade in the whole little palette. Then we have the Sparkly Black. It's Tough Cookie. And I know everyone hates on a black infused with glitter, but this is super infused with glitter. This isn't like kind of bits of glitter that don't even go onto the lid. As soon as I saw it and swatched it and saw what it was, I knew I had to do a smoky eye. And I'm not 100% happy with how this look turned out. I was still kind of playing with the palette, so I would do it slightly differently now, but I really do like the shadow. The glitter didn't just blend away completely. I mean, it did in my crease where I really was blending, but on the eyelid, it stayed. The purple glitter was there. It's really pretty. If you're going for a smoky eye that's like more interesting, it's really pretty. I do like that shadow, and I thought that'd be the one that wouldn't get much use, but I really like it. It didn't layer over any mattes very well when I tried to just use it in the corner or anything. It didn't play very nice. And I did have to reapply it to get it to really pop once I put the mattes and I was blending. But in the end, it's a really pretty shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna do some swatches. And just so you know, when I swatch, I usually go 1, 2, 3. Here you can see more of the texture. You see where there is that glitter in that? I mean, it's pretty, and this isn't doing this black with purple justice. When you pack it on, it is super pretty. So that is the first row of shadows. The next row, you have that cream matte. We already discussed that one. Moving on from there. The color is Fresh from the Oven. And this is a shimmer. I really like this all over the lid. I didn't take a picture of the day I used this one on my lid, the darker brown, and then that Milk and Cookies. I didn't take a picture, but it was a really nice, natural look. Very pretty, everyday look. This one is very much a true shimmer. There's no like glittery stuff in it. I mean, there's a little bit, but I think I'm just seeing from the glittery stuff around it. It applied just fine without wetting it. I mean, obviously, you know how wetting shimmery shadows works, but I didn't feel like I needed to wet it just for a natural everyday look. It went on evenly. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. M2, no. No. He wanted to jump up where my makeup was. Okay, so that one's nice. No complaints, very run-of-the-mill. Probably you could dupe it in one of your chocolate bar palettes. Okay. He just jumped up where my perfume is. M2. So let's talk about this pink. This was another pink. This was the other one besides the silver shade. Num Nums, it's called. Num Num. Yeah. Love that shade name. This was the other one that really drew me in. And I'm going to swatch it. But I don't know if you can see there's glitter in it. Yes. It's very much a matte with glimmer. A matte with micro glitter. The Half Baked is a metallic with glitter, but this is a matte. This pink kind of let me down. I used it all over the lid, but it's not quite, it doesn't have enough punch to really be the focal point. It's dark enough that it can be a crease shade, but unless you can't use it to deep enough, it's not that dark. I think I imagine this eyeshadow looking really pretty on like a 14, 15-year-old like naturally blonde girl that's just, you know, wearing like a white linen dress or something. So it's a little disappointing. I haven't given up on it, but it's a little like, yeah, kind of a bummer. Okay, then we have the last matte dark brown shade, Burnt to a Crisp. And it's like a dark brown matte with like some red undertone to it. It's what I have on my corner and my under eye today. It performs and is packed just like any other Too Faced matte that you would get in a chocolate bar palette. Okay, so let's swatch the last row. And you can kind of see the glitter, but it doesn't really stick around. You can see it in the pan. Super gloomy day, so there it is. There we go. See how that pink, like, you can kind of see a little bit, but it fades away for the most part. So overall, there's no misses, but Half Baked, what I have on my lid today, is not my favorite. as far as the formula goes, it's just a bit, the mattes are wonderful. The silver is wonderful. I love it. The shimmer, just the regular, the only like straightforward shimmers in this palette is good, but it's not exciting. It's not an interesting color. The pink, well, we just talked about that. And then the black, I quite like for a standout twist to a smoky eye. So there you go. I think this is a standalone palette. Especially if you only are doing like 2 color eyeshadow looks. I'm more of a 3 minimum eyeshadow person, and it's a little bit challenging to get more complex looks out of it. Overall, I probably don't need this palette. I'm not going to declutter it or anything, but it is super cute. The shadows aren't bad. Definitely with other palettes, I can definitely use this with other palettes. You know, it's not hurting anyone. It's just a little guy. The only shade I really had issue with as far as performance is the Half Baked that I'm wearing today. Everyone else performs just fine. So it's not a matter of quality, it's just a matter of, do I want simple looks? Get simple looks. Do I want super interesting, complex looks? Probably not. But it's cute. It's gonna stick around for a while just because the silver shade, the Num Num shade is wonderful. You know, hopefully this was helpful to someone out there. If it was, give the video a thumbs up. And if you'd like, subscribe. I'd love to have you. And until my next video, bye-bye.